my friends, this is Alex. Today, I want to share something about my work as a volunteer. As a C.A.S.A volunteer, a few weeks ago, I posted one of my experiences in court about being a C.A.S.A. C.A.S.A means Court-Appointed Special Advocate. And I want to share today some of my duties, what I need to do. But I want to start with a quote from this book, the Hermetica. This is very ancient wisdom. And it says here, the wise holds begetting children the most sacred pursuit of human life. So here this ancient sage tells us that having children is sacred. Deciding to have children is a sacred duty of the wise person. What I have here in my hands is one of the cases that I need to read to prepare for the court hearing. We can see in these documents every human emotion: anger, envy, lust, hate, greed, addiction, poverty, which cause a lot of problems for humans. Children need to be separated from their parents. Why? If the Hermetica tells us that having children is a sacred pursuit in life, why do we have so many problems? And we're all affected by this. Economically, we need to pay with our taxes all this. People do not realize that taking the children to visit their parents a few times a week costs money, gasoline, paying the social worker. But most of the children, they don't have enough opportunity changing homes, which really affects them, affects their performance in school. And then they cannot find a job and they go to jail. Right? What can we do to break the cycle? Why, if this is one of the most sacred pursuits of a human, why we have problems with children? One, we do not know how to use the mind. We were not trained in school. Unfortunately, that is missing in our education system. How to manage emotions, how to process emotions. This is just emotions. People cannot handle emotions. We have a problem of addiction here. Why people get addicted, there are many reasons, right? But it's part of the cycle. Some of these parents had problems during their childhood. They didn't have the tools to cope with the problem that they had, and they get into addiction. We have a big problem also, which I witnessed when I was volunteering at the Sacramento Children's Home. Unfortunately, they need to medicate these children. But the problem is that these children get addicted. And they want more, and more, and more. Violence. Last week I went to Huarica to visit one of the kids that I mentor. And I started to get coffee. And in the coffee shop I have this, we're here for you, it says, because no one has to fight alone. Siskiyou Domestic Violence and Crisis Center. Yeah, another problem is domestic violence. The media. The media makes money through violence. All these violent movies, I was amazed to see all these trailers On YouTube, there are more blood and more blood and more blood. We live in a very violent society, and we're paying a very high price. It makes money for some people. They don't care about you. But I see them with the children that I mentor, how violent they are. When we go to the store, buy me a gun, buy me this toy, which is a rifle. Buy me this, buy me that. I want a knife. I want this gun that is a rifle. It's just embedded in all these video games. So here the point is to raise consciousness about the importance of raising children, finding the right partner. That's also very important. Find the right person. You want to contribute to society? Some people go to their countries to help, which is okay. But the most important contribution that you can make to society is to first create a good family. Find the right partner with love. And then you are ready to create this sacred duty of human to raise children. We need to understand how the subconscious works. We need to change our paradigms. It's a big effort, but it's worth our time to do it. That's my experience when I was teaching at the prison. See all these human beings, even within the most difficult conditions. Very difficult environment. Prison is very difficult. I saw men transforming their life with the science of meditation, of understanding how the mind works. And that's what I share, that's what I teach people. Share this in TV, on radio every week. Because we're all interconnected. We all play an important part on this, finding a solution to this problem. We need to protect our future, the children. And it's important to develop a vision about life, have a long-term vision. Why do you do what you do? What is the motivation? And it's important to have a goal in life. If you do not have a goal, other people will make you have a goal on their benefit. But if you have a goal and follow that goal, that is a goal that is worthy of you, that you do not compete with anybody. And naturally you will attract the right person for you, because if that person is wise, that person knows that the more you achieve your dreams in life, the happier you will be, and you will want to share that with that person. It's a reinforcing cycle, right? So when you support another person to fulfill their mission, that person will be happier and he will share that with you. It's very important just to avoid this domestic violence and crisis. We can avoid that with the proper knowledge, with the right tools. That's what I offer. I offer great programs, understanding the mind, how the mind functions, the science of meditation, leadership. And it's important in business, in society, in family life, as the pillar of a society, the family, as we learn from the Hermetica. A sacred duty that we have to raise children. And how we're all responsible for this in a way. So do not support violence. Other reason we have so many problems, lack of ethics in business. It's a normal thing. Well, it's common, but it's not normal that humans get corrupted. Especially with technology, we tend to forget about others. But that's a great leader, that when he takes a decision, it says what is the impact of this decision on others. because I noticed that many of the problems that we have because it's lack of ethics in business. They want to get ahead of the competition. They don't see the impact of their decisions. I see that on these video games of violence. Plus now you need to be aware that many children are victimized through video games. So as a parent, you need to be very careful what kind of video games your children play. Because there are many people trying to get into children through video games. Something that you need to be aware. And some of the companies are aware of that, of the video games. They know about that and they do nothing about it. I do research. And the more you are aware of these, you can do something. Mm-hmm. Educate your children, contribute, and raise awareness. Share this with other people. And if you want to learn something, I offer programs that can help you to understand how the mind works, how can you go beyond your problems, challenges. Mm-hmm. It's all in the mind. 95% of what we do in life is controlled by the subconscious mind. So you need to really understand the subconscious, how it works. It's a great adventure, one of the greatest adventures in human life. Nothing compared to it. Nothing. To be the master of your own destiny. And in that way you have a better life and you can share that with others. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.